Welcome to my channel Enjoy Biology, and today we will be continuing digestive system part 2. So yesterday we discussed about the organs that are involved in the human digestive system. Along with we described mouth, which is also known as the buccal cavity, and functions of teeth, tongue and saliva. So now we will be moving to the second part of the digestive system, that is the esophagus. So this is the esophagus, also known as food pipe. So whatever food is being softened inside the mouth is being pushed by the tongue into the esophagus. So this full pipe-like structure or tube-like structure extending from the buccal cavity or the mouth till the stomach is known as esophagus or food pipe. Now, when any food particles are being pushed into the esophagus, due to muscular contractions and relaxations of the wall of the esophagus, this food particle is being pushed down, 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 and then it reaches the next part of the digestive system, that is the stomach. So, this part of the digestive system is known as the stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped organ. It has some functions which I will be discussing with you. So the first function of stomach is that it secretes HCl, also known as gastric HCl, that is hydrochloric acid having pH from 1 to 2. This is highly acidic. So why is gastric HCl secreted? The first reason for secretion of gastric HCl is that when we eat food, it may have or it will have some microorganisms like bacteria, fungus, which will be present along with the food. So when those microorganisms will be exposed to gastric HCl, it will not be able to withstand the acidic pH of gastric HCl, and all the or the majority of the microorganisms will be killed. Another function of HCl is that it helps in breakdown of complex food particles or bigger food particles into smaller ones. So HCl has two main functions, that is killing of the microorganisms which has entered the body or the digestive system along with the food, and breaking down the complex or the bigger food particles into smaller or simpler food particles. Okay, so next one more thing is being secreted in stomach, that is known as pepsin. So pepsin is an enzyme. So pepsin is an enzyme that helps in the breakdown of proteins. So this pepsin helps in the breakdown of proteins. There is a trick for this. Pepsin starts with P, protein starts with P. So pepsin is used for the breakdown of proteins. Now we have discussed that inside the stomach gastric HCl is being secreted along with pepsin. So gastric HCl has two functions which I have discussed earlier, along with pepsin, which is used for the breakdown of proteins. Now when the food here will be pushed into the small intestine, there will be a small gate like thing over here which is known as, this sphincter is known as the pyloric sphincter. Sphincter means a gate. Normally this sphincter is closed, but when the pressure inside the stomach because of the food increases, this sphincter or the gate is opened, pushing the food into the next chamber, that is the small intestine. If we are talking about sphincter, then one more sphincter is present over here, which is known as the lower esophageal sphincter. So I'll write down the spellings for you. Lower esophageal sphincter, which is this one, and this one is known as pyloric sphincter. So lower esophageal sphincter, what it does, when the food is coming down the esophagus, this gate opens, so the sphincter opens, allowing the food to gather inside the stomach. And when pyloric sphincter is opened, then the food from the stomach is being directed into the next part, which is the small intestine. Now we'll be discussing about the parts of the small intestine. So where the stomach ends, the small intestine starts. So what happens? The small intestine is having three parts, which I discussed earlier. First part is known as the duodenum. Second part is known as the jejunum. Third part is known as the ileum. So which one is duodenum? This part is known as duodenum. D-U-O-D-E-N-U-M. Duodenum. Now, the middle part is known as the jejunum, which is the pink one. And the third part is known as ileum. So we are seeing first part, second part and third part. The first part is called duodenum, second part is called jejunum, and the last part is called ileum. So there are three parts of the small intestine. Now from the functions of the small intestine, we'll discuss in the next video.